Hello, welcome to the Empty Nest Quest. Today it is me, Melinda. Jennifer and I cannot wait to get back here together with y'all, but once again, it is just me because I don't know about y'all. Jennifer and I have had a crazy few months where we've had a really difficult time being on the same schedule, but we promise that when we start back, we think August, we will announce, but we think August is when we'll roll back out with a new season, and we will be here together. And we want to hear, as we're making plans, we want to hear from y'all. Let us know what you want to hear about to give you, and you can see if this jives with you as an individual. Please text us, call us, message us, whatever. But the episode that got the most attention over the last, 6 months or so has been when we talked about parenting young adult children. We did a book study. If you weren't here for that, we had 3 or 4 episodes where we went through this wonderful book about parenting adult children, kind of the ups and downs, how hard it is to leave the season of having these little people in your house that you really do fully direct and fully take charge of everything they do in kind of a way, and then move into this season where you're trying to kind of turn into a mentor, friend, encourager, and less of a disciplinarian, less of a rule enforcer, or whatever, you felt like your role was in the previous season. I'm sure we could all kind of debate that, but I think we all agree that it's just a whole new world when we get into these young adult years. So that episode got a lot of attention. So we would love, if you didn't hear it, if you weren't here for it, go back and listen. If you were, we are going to keep talking about that. I had the most wonderful conversation with a dear friend at the end of the week. We were just talking about, I've got a kid abroad. She's got a kid moving across the country, and one that's already across the country. And we were just talking about how much it stretches us to have our kids making these big, bold decisions, and how we have to stay encouraged and, in a healthy headspace so that we encourage them and guide them as parents for their best interest, and don't get too caught up in our own fears, our own worries that really have nothing to do with our kids. Do you know what I mean? So we will keep talking about parenting adult children. Trust me, we need it. So in the spirit of wrap up for season 2, a few things that obviously is, I'm sorry, my words. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, y'all, sidebar. I just made the most delicious dessert for Father's Day. I'm recording this on Sunday night. This will air tomorrow morning. And Johnny and I went and had such a lovely lunch with his parents. It felt like old school Sunday afternoon lunch. It was, I don't know why, it just felt so nostalgic. I felt like it could be 25 years ago, us sitting at the table with his parents. Maybe because the girls weren't with us this time and neither were his sisters. I don't know, but it just felt so nostalgic. It felt like when Johnny and I were first together, and we ate tomatoes from their garden and just talked about things. It was the sweetest Father's Day. It was so sweet. Then we got home, and when we were eating supper tonight, once we got home, I had a sweet tooth. I'm like, babe, I've got to make you this apple dessert. And y'all, okay. I think I've said before, I've got some autoimmune stuff. Okay, so I'm having to eat. Let me just give y'all the list. And then I'm not whining. I'm just saying, if you're a person that eats everything, I just want y'all to hear the no's, because it's crazy. No gluten, no dairy, no soy, no corn, no caffeine, no added sugar. Okay, what's left, you say? I just eat in the yard with the rabbits. Really, it is like I'm just kidding. It's not that bad, but it's definitely been an adjustment. But I'm learning to cook totally differently, and I'm here to tell y'all you can still cook delicious things. So we just made this apple oat baked thing, kind of like a gluten-free, dairy-free spin on a strudel. It was so delicious that I am still excited about it. I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to eat another serving of it when I go back upstairs. So, all that to say, we have had all kinds of things change in the last 6 months. In our house, I know that in your life, things are changing, and it's more than just cooking out of a new cookbook. I know it's bigger stuff. I know that there's so much that we're all seeing when we open social media, when we turn on the TV in the morning to watch the news or a morning talk show or whatever you're watching. And I just want to encourage you that I think one of the most important things we can do is connect with our community, talk to each other, support each other, find out how we can stay in a community that asks us to show up, not just for ourselves, which I do. I'm a big advocate for self-care, self-compassion. And I don't mean just self-care like a bubble bath and like get your nails done. I mean truly tending to your soul, learning how to lessen the damaging thoughts we think, learning how to heal from like the hurts and traumas that make us turn around and inflict hurt and dysfunction in our own relationships. So I mean, that is what I care about probably more than anything, is working with people on those things. But it's not just about turning attention inward. The reason we want to do all that good healing is so when we show up to a circle and grab the hands beside us, we want to feel steady and strong and ready to be in service to our community and to the people that we love and to the people that our community wants to serve and help. So I'm just encouraging you to reach out and get face to face with people and not just stay behind a screen. It's so easy, even as adults, we push on our kids about being on their screens too much. We push our kids about the phones. But y'all, the adults, I mean, we were just at the beach, and when we were walking on the beach, all I saw were people sitting under tents together, everybody looking at their phone over and over and over. I mean, heck, we did it under our umbrella. We did the same thing. And I just was reflecting on way back when, and you just couldn't do that. I mean, you had to play paddleball with your dad and surf the waves, and I mean, you would be so bored because you didn't have. Maybe we looked at magazines. I think that's what my mom and I did. We looked at magazines. But my point being, we need to be together. We need to talk to each other. We need to see each other face to face. So this summer, be with your people. Walk over to a neighbor's house, take some cookies, say hello, put your phone down in the car, walk in the post office, speak to the great person at the counter when you're dropping off that package, talk to your checkout people in the grocery store. I am from a small town, and I think that the biggest thing I learned from my small town upbringing was that everybody mattered. Mr. Jack at the Sing store, I couldn't wait to see him every time I went in to get an icy. I can't even remember the other guy that worked at the Sing store's name, but I can see his face because I loved how fun it was to like joke around with those men and like giggle, and they would make fun of us, me and my friends, how many ices a day we'd go in there and buy in the summer. But part of what made it special and fun was the interaction with the people. So even if it's that small, just don't forget that that's important too, because little things like that do just as much for our connection to community and our belief in each other as it does for us to have big, robust gestures. So that's one thing. Sorry, soapbox. Went off on a tangent. So anyway, zip, 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 back to the wrap up. So at the wrap up of this season, we really just wanted to connect with you again, tell you how thankful we are for all of your emails, texts, chats in the grocery store. I'll tell you that another little series that we got so much great conversation with y'all about was when we had Brooks come on about perimenopause and all the things. And y'all, that just scratches the surface of what is available for you. If you follow Brooks on social media, she has so much free content. It is unbelievable how generous she is on Instagram with her content. And she has got amazing practitioners in her practice. And if you want other referrals, there are other people in Athens doing really great work. And there are other ways to find people in your community if you don't live in Athens. So please reach out. I'm happy to connect you with the resources I know of. It was a real journey for me to figure it all out for myself and Jennifer as well. So we would love to help plug you into resources as well. So that series was really big too. And then it sounds like a lot of us are still toying and playing with this whole empty nest syndrome. And what is it that we do in this season as empty nesters? And I want to hear from you. Like, how have you been handling it? Because some of y'all have been like here with us for about a year. And so maybe you found some things that have been really helpful. And maybe you still hadn't quite figured it out. And that's okay, because I for sure feel like I'm still figuring it out. My work has changed so much in the last year. And I think it has so much to do with the fact that my life has changed a lot because my kids are older now. My days have a different rhythm. My role in mine and Johnny's businesses has changed. And so one of the things I've done is on the one hand, I have been taking a little more time for myself to figure out all my autoimmune stuff. And it took me, it's really taken some patience and self-compassion because I really, really love to work. And it's been a real conflict in my brain about how to work a little bit less and take a step back. That has been really challenging, but it's been a great learning season too. And then I've also done some training and upped my skills to offer my clients. And I'm so excited about that because not only does it like make me feel like a better practitioner, but it makes for just a more fun existence for me. I love to learn. If I could get paid to just take everybody else's courses, I think I would do it forever. But I did this amazing somatic life coaching course, and I'm just finishing my Pilates training, and it has been so fun. I've met the most amazing people, and it remains to be seen if I want to teach group classes or just do one-on-one, but I am going to be doing that too. So I say that to share with you so that you can figure out what is that thing? What is that thing I've kind of been sitting on that I'm interested in, but I haven't done yet? I mean, y'all, when I tell you I've been thinking about doing a Pilates training for I truly think it's been almost 15 years. And I just finally did it because I wanted one that was in person. And so I didn't want to drive to Atlanta. But the timing has been perfect. This has been the best season to do it. So what is that thing that maybe you've been sitting on that comes to mind every so often that you really want to do and you haven't done yet? We want to encourage you. At the very beginning, when Jennifer and I were designing this whole podcast experience, it was all out of two things. One, our enthusiasm for connecting women and being part of a really amazing community, because other amazing women have given us so much encouragement, hope, love. We so much value the women in our life. Two, both of us have a really strong entrepreneurial drive. We both have owned our own business or had multiple businesses that we have owned ourselves since we were in our 20s. multiple iterations of different businesses. We've both done all kinds of things. We've owned businesses, then gone back to teaching, then come back out. I went to sales, owned my own business, went back out to sales. I mean, we've both done just such a variety, and we know how daunting it can feel to try something new, but we also know that on the other side, you will not regret it, that you will feel so alive because you challenged yourself and tried something new. And it doesn't have to be that you try a whole new business. It can just be that you've always wanted to take a cooking class and you finally took it. Or it could be that you see that adult dance studio in your community and you've always wanted to take classes there and you haven't done it yet. Do it. Or maybe you and your husband keep talking about a pickleball league. Try it this summer. Summer is such a great time to try something new. So we just want to encourage you. Step out, try something, anything different, to put yourself out of your comfort zone and into a position to receive a new dose of joy and maybe some new direction. You never know where it'll take you. Secondly, I just want to say that this summer we are going to just re-air the episodes that we've gotten the most feedback from, or that feel like you would, want to hear from again. So if you have an opinion, spit them out to us as fast as you can, because we'll be re-airing those in a week, I guess. Yeah. And we'll do that for maybe 5 weeks and then hopefully be back with you at the beginning of August. So I think I have my number of weeks right. Okay. And then lastly, if you have somewhere you're visiting this summer or something you're trying this summer, if you're traveling, if you're exploring with your family, if you're trying your own me camp type thing or a staycation, we want to hear about it. We are dying to hear about what you're doing this summer. Jennifer and I have packed summers planned, and we will share them with you too, but we want to hear also what you're doing. So let us know. Okay, y'all, this has been so fun. We have loved sharing this time with y'all. I truly can't say enough about how much this podcast fills our heart. So we hope that it does the same for you. Happy belated Father's Day to all the dads out there. And whether your dad is already in heaven or if your dad is still here, I hope you've had time to take a moment to just reflect about the role that, whether it's been your dad or whether it's been another man in your life, your grandfather, maybe it's an uncle, or maybe it's just a family friend that has had just a really positive impact, and take the time to say thank you. And whether that's send them a card or a note or a text or to say a prayer to thank them. But I just think it's so important for us to appreciate each other. And so for me, that is certainly, a phone call to my dad today, and just a prayer for my grandfathers and great uncles, and then going to see Johnny's dad today was just such a treat. So I hope that you have men in your life that give you a smile on your face for Father's Day. And thank you for being with us. Until next time, we will see you on the empty nest quest in the fall.